I will introduce base editor again. Hello, everyone. Thank you to the previous speakers for their great talks. My topic today overlaps with Dr. Zhou's, but with a different focus. While she showed deep expertise in AI itself, we look at how AI can serve real biological needs with a focus on improving genome editing tools. So I will be sharing this from the perspective of an experimental biologist. I hope it brings you a fresh angle. Okay, our lab focuses on developing genome editing tools and applying them in molecular design breeding. Take a moment. Okay. In short, genome editing uses targeted nucleases like CRISPR-Cas9 to precisely modify DNA. By combining these nucleases with deaminases, base editors were created tools that allow us to change a single DNA base with high precision. In general, base editors fall into two types. The first targets nuclear DNA like CBEs and ABEs using Cas protein plus guide RNA and single-stranded DNA deaminases. The second works in organelles like mitochondria. Since guide RNA can't enter organelles, these editors use tail proteins instead and double-stranded DNA deaminases like DDDA. This allows editing in cellular compartments where CRISPR doesn't work. Okay. Promising? Yes. Ready for prime time? Not yet. We face 4 key limits: sequence context bias of target edits, a broad editing window, and PAM restrictions. Alternate nucleases can defeat the PAM problem, but the first three trace back to the deaminase itself. Better deaminases mean better editors. Ideally, no sequence bias, a greater than window, and near zero of targets. Back in 2019, our lab and also Hui Yang's group independently discovered that base editors can cause unexpected off-target edits. It's the deaminase, not the guide RNA, that drives these edits. This finding motivated us early on to start developing more precise base editors by improving the deaminase itself. We began with structure-guided rational design. By analyzing the protein structure, we created several deaminase variants. Among them, two showed much higher specificity, VHM and KKR, and became the basis for more accurate base editors. But we also asked, instead of engineering existing deaminases, could we discover better ones directly from nature? This question led us to explore whether natural deaminases might already have the properties we want, like higher specificity or better activity. So in 2023, we tried an idea that is now mainstream, large-scale structure mining. We first screened the deaminase CDA superfamily by sequence similarity. Then, with collaborators, we used AlphaFold 2 to predict their structures. We use a structure, not sequence, to organize the proteins, and that revealed hidden connections. We then screened candidates using a reporter assay and identified several new deaminases for base editing. When we grouped the proteins by structure, the relationship became much clearer than when using sequences. At that time, we used custom scripts and UPGMA algorithm to build phylogenetic trees. Now, with tools like FoodSeek, we can build more reliable structure-based trees much more efficiently. From this study, we identified a novel double-stranded DNA DMS, DDD1. It works better than regular DDDA and stays strong even in GC research regions, something DDDA can't do. But there's a catch. DDDA works in the nucleus, not mitochondria. We tried many rounds of engineering to improve its mitochondrial activity, but with little success, likely due to the different cellular environment. So the challenge reminded us, even with structural insights, traditional protein engineering can be slow and unpredictable. So we started thinking, could AI help us evolve better proteins in a faster, easier way? Inspired by our success in DNA mining, we set out to explore AI-guided evolution as a new method. Let's start with a brief overview of the most common protein engineering strategies. Protein engineering aims to optimize proteins to achieve improved functions. You can think of this as climbing a fitness landscape, where each point is a protein sequence and the height reflects performance. What we mean by fitness depends on our task. It might be editing efficiency or something else. To find these high peaks, there are two traditional strategies, including structure-guided rational design and directed evolution. Firstly, structure-guided design, clear and logical, but often low in success when the structure-function link is unclear. Secondly, directed evolution is so powerful, but resource-intensive. Recently, AI has emerged to predict mutation effects like vulners, but most AI models need huge data and computing power, something many wide labs don't have. So we thought a simpler way. Instead of training large models, we turned to existing inverse folding models. These models like ESMF1 and ProteinPNN take a 3D structure as input and predict sequences that fit it. They are often used for designing new proteins, but we wondered, could they help us optimize existing ones too? To design effective single-point mutation, we took inspiration from nature. Frequently observed mutations may suggest an adaptive advantage. So we use the inverse folding models to generate many structure-compatible sequences. At each position, we look at which animal acids appeared most often. Then we select the most frequent non-wild type residue as the candidate mutation. Okay, to refine our mutation selection, we also considered structural flexibility. We noticed the two key trends. First, high-frequency mutations tend to perform better. Second, flexible regions often tolerate beneficial changes. See the red line. So we built the A single module. For positions, we use a strict threshold, but for the flexible regions, we relaxed it. We next compare different filtering strategies and found that a single always had the highest precision. Using 60 deep mutational scanning datasets, we also benchmarked against other tools like EXM3 Open, like Sunport and others. A single did better than the others. Interestingly, adding its filtering to support even improved its prediction, showing that ACE is flexible and compatible. We also tested a single on protein complexes, including both protein DNA and protein-protein systems. Even for targets without natural homologs, ACE was able to predict high fitness mutations. We think this is because inverse folding models capture structural constraints well, even in unfamiliar sequence species. Okay, single mutations help, but combining mutations can lead to even better results. That's why we developed ACE multi to explore potential effects. My background in population genetics inspired the idea, treating involves folded sequences like individuals in a population. By using the principle of coevolution, we find positions that tend to mutate together. These positions are often linked in structure or function. and mutating both can bring greater fitness. So we tested its mounting on 4 antibody datasets and 2 other proteins, H3 and PPRUGMP2. In both cases, its mounted successfully identified mutation combinations that improved fitness. Since it used structure as input, we wondered, why not just use protein content maps directly? We tested this on Cas12F by comparing high evolutionary coping scores with physical contexts. Oh, note, many high EC pairs were not physically close in structure. See the orange region. This shows that inverse folding models may learn long range or functional relationship beyond the direct context. It's either learned from nature or a quirk of the model, but either way, it's useful. To sum up, it's multi-pix pairs of positions that may work well together, and its single finds the best mutation for each site. Together, this forms the ACE method. It's a general structure-based approach to design both single and multiple mutations with low data needs and strong performance across many proteins. Okay, our main goal in developing ACE was to optimize genome editing tools, starting with base editors. Let's look at 2 cases. On the left is TED8E, an editing deaminase with strong activity but a wide editing window, which limits precision. On the right is SDD6, like AppleBag1, a cytidine deaminase we discovered in 2023. It's compact enough for single AAV delivery, but still has room for improvement in both efficiency and specificity. For the left, we screened many single-point mutations. Each dot here shows the editing efficiency of one variant. The blue line marks the wild type. Among all methods, a single with protein IPNN gives the best prediction accuracy, about 35%. This is a strong performance, especially given the limited data and no model retraining. We also use its mounting to suggest multi-mutations. Many showed improved efficiency over single mutations. A module substitution test confirms that a single mutation choices were essential. Besides, random EC combinations performed poorly. Among these variants, we identified a promising variant named TC1 and developed to know ABE. Although TC1 showed slightly lower efficiency compared to wild type, it exhibited a much narrower editing window, making it a promising candidate for precision-based editing across many cell lines. We then applied a similar strategy to SDD6, and we identified an optimizer variant called IC9, which showed stronger on-target activity and reduced off-target effects compared to wild type. This makes it a more efficient and specific editor for future CBE development. Of course, we didn't forget our original challenge, improving DDD1's performance. Using ACE, we identified one variant, ENDDD1, showed over 13-fold improvement in editing efficiency. We compared to ENDDD1 to DDD11, which went through several rounds of directed evolution and carried 6 mutations in total. ENDDD1 had nearly 50% higher efficiency with only 2 mutations. Encouraged by these results, we asked, can ACE be applied beyond the deaminases? We tested it on 5 structurally and functionally diverse proteins, including a nuclear localization signal, aka NLS, 2 Cas12 nucleases, SPRY-Cas9, and MLV polymers from prime editors. Despite their differences, ACE successfully identified high-performance variants from all 5. To summarize, we developed ACE, a mutation prediction method combining structural and evolutionary constraints using inverse 14 models. It's simple, generalizable, and works without specific model training. We use ACE to involve complex proteins, extending the genome editing toolbox with new functional variants. Of course, ACE isn't perfect. Its biological explanations are still limited, and its results can sometimes vary. We are working to improve both. Still, ACE keeps things simple and efficient to lower experimental cost and make it easy to use. In the end, we believe AI for biology should grow through close teamwork between AI experts and biologists, not just building bigger models, but by building smarter collaborations. Thank you for listening to our small contribution. I'd like to thank my advisor, Prof. Cai Xiagao, and all my teammates, Hong Yuanfei, Yi Jingliu, Jing Jingwei, and Ao Jiechen. We welcome collaborations, especially with AI experts, so we can solve more scientific problems together. Due to scheduling and language limitations, I won't be able to take Liv's questions, but I'll be happy to continue the discussion by email. Thank you again.